There's a lot of self-improvement information out there, but a lot of it's not exactly true, or true at all. So in today's video, I'm going to be debunking 5 of the worst self-improvement myths with the power of science and a little common sense. Hey, I'm the Improvement Geek helping you engineer a better life. So let's go ahead and dive right in with number 1, which is one of my favorite examples to use, which is the myth that willpower is a limited resources, also known as ego depletion. This concept was really popularized by the social psychologist Roy Baumeister in his 2011 book Willpower: Rediscovering the Greatest Human Strength. Baumeister's theory of ego depletion is primarily based around a study where participants had to resist eating cookies that were placed in front of them and instead eat radishes. Baumeister found that the subjects who resisted eating the cookies gave up quicker when asked to solve a puzzle. So Baumeister concluded from this that willpower was a finite resource, and the people that were resisting the cookies were expending some of their willpower and therefore had less to use on the puzzle when compared to the subjects that went ahead and ate the cookies. While that may sound reasonable, it hasn't exactly held up to investigation. In 2007, a graduate student at the University of Miami performed a meta-analysis of over 200 studies relating to ego depletion and found that not only was there no conclusive evidence that supports a conclusion of ego depletion being a thing, he also found a strong amount of publication bias that were twisting the results. But even though ego depletion has not been conclusively shown to actually be a thing, there are still some people that show signs of it, primarily people that believe that it actually is a thing. In a 2013 experiment, psychologist Carol Dweck and some of her colleagues performed an experiment that compared people who do believe in ego depletion and people who don't, and found that the people that do believe in it did show signs of it when tested, and people that didn't believe in it didn't show any signs at all. So that leads me to an important point and the reason why I'm making this video. It's critically important that you dive deep into the things that you believe, because the things that you believe actually have a huge impact on the things that you actually do. I think that's a perfect segue to lead into myth number 2, which is the law of attraction. If you haven't heard of the law of attraction before, essentially it's the belief that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative things into your life, respectively. The law of attraction was really popularized by the 2006 book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. The book is immensely popular and has fantastic reviews on sites like Amazon, Google, and Goodreads, but it hasn't really held up to any scientific evaluation. I've encountered a lot of people that believe in the law of attraction, and they typically believe that all they have to do is follow the 3-step process of asking, believing, and receiving. Sure, it's acceptable to say that if you have a more positive mentality, then that probably increases your likelihood of achieving more in life. But you're not really going to achieve much if all you do is ask and believe and receive and visualize and not actually put in the effort and put in the work towards getting the thing that you want. If I read The Secret and I use the process and imagine winning the lottery, but I never go to the gas station to buy a lottery ticket, I'm probably not going to win the lottery. Let me be perfectly clear. You absolutely should have a positive mentality, you should practice positive self-talk, and you should believe in your potential and your capability of doing things. But as I just said, you also have to actually put in the effort to get the things that you want and not just sit around being positive and waiting for them to come to you. Speaking of sitting around being positive, myth number 3 is that meditation is all about stifling your thoughts and quieting your mind. I've seen a lot of meditation advice that tells people that they need to quiet their mind and focus on not thinking about anything. Have you ever actually tried not thinking about anything for 5 or 10 minutes at a time? It's really difficult. That's because a lot of your thoughts are generated by your subconscious. And if you start consciously trying to stop your subconscious from generating thoughts, well, that's not really going to work out too well. And you're also going to be thinking, which is supposedly something that you shouldn't be doing. What you should actually be doing when you meditate is focus on your breath or some sound or something else and allow the thoughts to pass you by. The Headspace app, which has great animations, has a perfect example of this. It's not that you should be trying to clear all the cars off the road, you should be just letting the cars pass by and getting used to focusing on something and not letting those thoughts distract you. Leave me a comment after you watch this video and let me know if there's a self-improvement myth that you've heard that really bugs you. Also, if you're new to the channel, I upload fresh sciencey goodness every Saturday morning, so make sure to subscribe to catch all the new videos. Number 4 is the myth of fake it till you make it. I really don't like this one, especially as somebody that just transitioned out of college and into a professional career while also starting to become a content creator. I think my main problem with this one is I've known people academically and professionally that act like they know what they're doing and they know what's going on, but they really don't. And the problem with that is that if you're constantly faking like you know everything, then you're not really learning. But also, sooner or later, you're going to get exposed as somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing, and your colleagues are going to lose faith in you. When I started my software engineering job last January, right away I was put into several meetings where I had no idea what was going on. But I took the time to raise my hand and ask what all these different things were so that I could learn. So with that, I'd like to propose a different model for you to use. Don't fake it until you make it. Learn and apply it until you make it. It doesn't sound as catchy, but I promise you it will work out a lot better for you and your colleagues. Myth number 5 is that change is fast. There are tons of personal development and self-improvement gurus and experts that would love to sell you their ebook on their one weird trick that will help you lose 30 pounds fast or break your habit in a week or something like that. But sadly, it doesn't really work that way. What a lot of people don't know, and one of the main things that I try to educate people with by doing Improvement Geek work, is that change is inherently uncomfortable. The reason is that through your repeated thoughts, emotions, and actions, you've curated this subconscious comfort zone for yourself. That subconscious comfort zone also relates to your habits, your repeated patterns of behavior. As you take an action over and over, the neural pathway related to that action gets stronger, and it also takes less energy for the electrical signal to go down that pathway. Your brain uses up a ton of your body's energy. But it's nice, it prefers to use the neural pathways that take less energy, meaning the things that you've done frequently and have kept you alive so far. So this is why even if you set a New Year's resolution to go to the gym, wake up at 5:30 and eat better, you still somehow find yourself hitting the snooze button and staying in bed until 8 a.m. and then coming home and crushing a 6-pack of beer and a bag of Fritos. It's also why when you wake up at 5:30 in the morning, you keep telling yourself to go back to bed and you're too tired and you need more sleep, or that it's too cold outside, or if you go to the gym, people will laugh at you, and things like that. Your brain is trying to keep you aligned with your subconscious comfort zone because, again, those actions take less energy and they're already established to have kept you alive this long. So that's why change is inherently uncomfortable. You're literally rewiring your brain. You're going against the established patterns of behavior that your brain has been used to all this time, and you're trying to do something new, something risky, something potentially dangerous, and your brain doesn't like that. But there's great news for you, and it doesn't involve a complex system. If you push through the discomfort and you keep getting up early and you keep going to the gym and you keep doing these good things that you know are good for you, then eventually your subconscious comfort zone will rise up to those behaviors and will keep those behaviors going, and eventually, because of that, it'll feel weird to not be doing those things. It'll feel wrong to hit the snooze button. It'll feel wrong to not go to the gym. It cuts both ways. It can either hurt you and hold you down, or it can help you and build you up. That's something I've learned a lot about with self-improvement lately. It's really all about patterns and consistency. So if you push through the week or two that it feels bad to be doing these good things, then eventually, like I said, it's going to start feeling good. You're going to get that consistency and that momentum going, and that's where you're really going to succeed. As a bonus, another myth that I hate is that habits can be broken instantly. Hopefully you can tell from what I was just talking about that it doesn't really work that way. But if you'd like to know more about how habits are formed and what you can do to change your habits, then check out this video right here. I promise you that you'll learn something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.